Hello everyone, if you are like me, we are struggling right now to keep up with potting up and seed starting. So today I'm bringing you to my kitchen so we can pot up the rest of my basil. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Kristy. I am located in Massachusetts, zone 6A with an average last frost date of May 15th, which is like right around the corner, and I am so behind. Is anyone else behind? I have to do my zinnias. I really wanted to get a few sunflowers going. I have a lot. I didn't even start adding my radishes to the garden yet. So we have a lot because it is just so nice out this week that all of my energy and hard work and labor has been going to outside. We had a lot of 50-50 mix delivered to the house. We have to make some garden beds. So I am just behind. So I really was like, I'm just gonna bring you to my kitchen. That way my kids can play and wander around. So if you see them pop up, they might just say hi. But we need to go and get this basil potted up. Now, you can just leave them here in the plugs. They are still pretty happy. Here you can see that I have already started potting some up probably about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago. And I want to show you the difference between leaving them in the trays where they're starting to get a bit root bound between potting them up. So this is them right now in the trays. They're still nice and green, they're happy, but they are starting to get root bound. So I do want to pot these up. And I overseeded these for a reason. You don't have to, you can just put a few in per tray, but I really want a basil bush. I plan on letting some of these for harvesting, and the rest I plan on letting them just go to seed. I want to bring in some more bees and pollinators, especially around my squash and zucchini that just did not do its job last year. So I want to let some go to seed so that way it can just attract those pollinators, hopefully help me pollinate so I can get some more vegetables this year. And I just like how they look as they're all bushed up, and they just, oh my gosh, they smell so good. But anyways, back to what I was getting at. This is what it looks like when you just leave it in the tray. It would be fine. I just also want to give them a good jump start in case we do get some slugs. I haven't seen any, hasn't been too wet yet. This is the difference if you pot it up. So they are both started on the same day. I just happened to pot this one up. I would say maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I was doing pretty good with potting up at night. And then I just didn't have time. I have just been so sore this week, so I'm super behind. But this is why, again, I like potting up. So let's pot up some basil. So the materials that I have to help us pot up is some pre-moistened potting soil. This is the Pro Mix. I like to use Pro Mix anytime that I have some type of food or an herb, anything that I'm going to consume. I generally just go with Pro Mix. If I do have flowers, I'm a little bit more flexible with what kind of potting soil that I'm potting up with. So I have my Pro Mix potting soil. These are the Dollar Tree 3-inch pots. So for $1.25, you get 12 of them. They are great. I think I might have purchased enough, so I had a few hundred of these, and I'm actually making a major dent and running out. I have my plant tags and my garden marker, and we are just going to use this. I used to use this baking sheet. I can put 12 of them. I fill them all up, make a little hole in them, and then I will plant 12 of them in at a time. So what is also super important is pre-moistening your starts. So I like to give them a good drink. You can put some for bottom watering. So I will bottom water, and then if I'm running a little bit behind, you can also pour some water on top. It just makes it easier for you to pluck them out of your cell trays. I like to use this little tool also to get them out. It just really helps, and then you don't feel like you're going to destroy the roots. So we are going to be using all of this. It's still a little bit of water in there, so it just makes it so much easier to get these out if you already have them nice and damp. I'm going to put this one back in so I know what it is. And I just like to do assembly line style. I will put all of these out, lay 12 of them, fill them, and then try and fill them with the same type of basil or flower. So then that way I can just mass produce some plant tags, which I'm also starting to run low on as well. So I will just do a few potting up with you, and then we'll do a nice little time lapse. First things first, I will take my potting soil, I will fill the bottom, and then I will gently just press it a little bit harder than I would normally. I want it to have good contact with the bottom, so that way when it comes time to wicking up the water, when you do some bottom watering, you won't have any air pockets. And then I will go in and I will just add it nice and fluffy. And then I just take my finger and I just make a nice little hole in there. And then we'll compress it down later. So again, it's assembly line. I take it, I will just compress it down, leave it nice and fluffy, and then make an indent, and so on. And then you will obviously be making a huge mess, but that's okay. So we're just gonna keep on going until all 12 of them are full. So we are starting with our M.I. Gardener large Italian leaf basil. I have my plant tags already set. And then I'm going to take this little tool right here. Sorry, I do not know what it's called. And I will just gently ease it out. So this is the one that we had before. And I'm gonna move the camera so you can see it for the next one. But all I do is I just put it in my little plug inside the cup, and then I will compress it down, trying to get all those air pockets out. And I love Pearl Mix because it is already just so nice and light and fluffy. You can definitely make your own with some peat moss. You can use perlite and some compost. I just don't have time to do that right now. I've been making so much of my own DIY garden bed soil. I just don't have time to do it inside. And this is just super convenient. Now that it's so nice out, you can get it anywhere. And literally that is it. It's just nice and tucked in. You're going to put your plant tag in, and then I just have a tray over here so I can cart those upstairs. So we're just gonna keep on going. All right, now let's get a nice little close-up for you. So again, I have my potting soil filled, and I made a nice little hole in here so I can put the basil. What I like to do is, these are super wet, and I will put my little tool in the side, and I will super easily move it out. It is actually growing roots through the little drainage hole. And I forgot to mention earlier that it's good to just gently tease the roots if they're a little root bound. So I will do that. Oh my gosh, I wish you could smell it. It just smells so good. So I will gently tease them, and then I will just go and push it in, and then backfill. You wanna make sure you get all those air pockets out. And then I will just come in with some more potting soil and just gently compress it down. I like to just make sure that I have the little plug completely covered on the ends. And we started these on March 2nd. So if you want to, you can go, and I will link below the process of potting these up. So it's just super simple, but here's a nice side-by-side comparison again of what we just did today. And then something that has been in a pot for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, I would say. So let's just keep on plugging away at this. So all I have left is my large leaf basil that I need to pot up. This is from my free heirloom seeds. So all of my seeds are either from free heirloom seeds or from M.I. Gardener. Yeah. You say hi. So we have a lot. It is not even 8 a.m. so we are very busy, as you can see. Still in our jams, and I'm ready to go. So we are just going to finish this up and be on with our next task. It doesn't warm up until a little bit after 9:30, 10 o'clock. So then I will get them outside, and luckily they can just run around. We have the fairy garden. Definitely check out my video. I have a little short of the fairy garden, and I do want to show you our DIY fairy garden that we've made. Thank you. For my kids, just using stuff from the Dollar Tree or from Amazon. Oh, thanks, sweet boy. Hold on, hold it for 1 minute. But yeah, we're just trying to incorporate so many fun outdoor things for the kids. Thanks, sweet boy. You're such a good helper. But this is what we have to do sometimes. Yeah, hold it for 1 minute. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's just, you know, do what we can while the kids are up. I am really enjoying having this extra time to try and catch up on things. Excuse me, where are you going? Oh no, I'm dirty. I'm dirty. Oh. It's okay, we're gonna clean. Here, wanna clean your hand? Here, clean. Again, definitely important, if you find that they're starting to get a little bit root bound, just tease them ever so slightly, and then that way, they'll get a nice start. You all clean? Yes. All right. Hands. And then we got our plant tag. But yes, definitely check out the fairy garden. Super thrilled with how that came out. Oh no, thank you. And we have just been so busy. I know. No, can we leave the basil, please? You want to smell it? Here, smell it. You smell good? Yeah. Yeah? No? Yeah. No, you don't want to smell the basil? That's okay. Yeah. Isn't it yuck? It's yum. I use fresh basil from when we make our cherry tomato, Boursin cheese pasta dish. It is my favorite. And it is like the one food, because he's super picky, that he will actually eat. So I can't wait to use it with fresh basil from the garden. All right, last one. Say one more. You say one more? I know. We don't like being stuck inside, huh? But it's still a little bit too cool. All right. There we have it. We have our last basil all potted up. So we are catching up super slowly over this April break. And that completes this morning 8 a.m. task. We have all of our basil potted up. It will go back under my grow lights upstairs. And I also suggest before you plant these out, or just a little bit after you plant them out, is to pinch them back if you want them to be bushier. These I will probably just do half of them, especially the ones that I let go to flower. I probably won't pinch back, but it will just encourage more growth, especially if you didn't overseed like I did. I highly suggest it. You will pinch or just clip right above 2 leaf nodes. So I will definitely show you when I do that, but for now, I'm just gonna leave them as is. They smell so good, and hopefully we'll be getting them out in a few short weeks. If you found this helpful at all, or if you'd like to just see what we are doing either outside in the garden or what I'll be potting up next, I still have to pot up my celosia, which is struggling because it needs to go in some trays, or also my lemon balm. Please feel free to go ahead and click like and subscribe and hit that bell button. We have so much going on. I will be opening up my winter sowing jugs. I'm very excited for that. And yeah, we have a lot of garden plants and things that we have just been adding left and right, which we didn't even think we would do anyways, but we are hosting a party in June. So I think we are just being even more ambitious with what we hope to accomplish by then. So please stay tuned, and until then, happy gardening. Bye.